Well, hello folks, how are you? It's been a wee while. I like that. A wee while. And I just thought I would come on and give you a wee update of what's been happening in Joe World. But before all that, roll titles. Well, hey folks, what about you? Hope you're well. It is me, Joe, and I love saying that a wee while. It's been a wee while. I'm just sitting here chilling. It's 10 o'clock at night. About to go to bed probably shortly. I would say about 10:30, maybe 11. Because I do have work in the morning. It's a Saturday night, so I'm working tomorrow morning, as I do some Sundays. I do only work one Sunday a month. But this month I've worked two. I'm working. This is my first of two, I believe. It is the first of two. Yeah, it is. Don't know why my manager put me on two. She even doesn't know why she put me on two. But hey, my manager's good to me. So if she makes a mistake, I generally just she does. She said it was a mistake. I said, listen, I don't mind. So yeah. So tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a cup of tea and I'll get right back.
Welcome to JGW Films.
Good old Irish tea. So where have you been, Joe? I'm not making this video to say I'm going to be making vlogs every week or doing things every week, but I do intend to use this channel more. I sort of rebranded it last year, and then so this channel is all about my adventure in life and the different things I get up to in life. May it be a general update, a little vlog, or something I'm doing, or maybe even just some clips that I'm going to share. Generally, that's what it's going to be all about. I have a video coming up I did in August, but it's taken me a long time to actually edit it down because it was over half hour and there's a lot of silences in between. It was a radio contest we're doing, so yeah, I'm in the middle of editing that all down. This video is not sponsored by Tim Hortons. Podcast. I started podcasting about 5 weeks ago again. Is it 4 or 5 weeks ago again? And I was doing it every week like I was doing before, and I did two podcasts. I did two podcasts and on my own, and I wasn't feeling it. So I have a guy that comes every second week to do like an entertainment update, like gaming and what's coming up on Netflix and Paramount and Prime and Disney Plus and on TV, and movies that's coming out in the cinema, or even movies that are in the cinema. So that's a good thing. So yeah, that's every 2 weeks. So I think I'm going to keep the podcast every 2 weeks, and then on the same week, same podcast, it'll be not just him. I'll make it a feature length thing where there's going to be maybe guests and different things. So at least if I don't find a guest, I still have the entertainment bit to fall back on. So that's going. Haven't officially. I did go wildcapping a few times at the beginning of the year. Wanted to do my first couple without cameras, just to. First one I packed up and went home. It was about. It just went just to sort of. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just didn't feel alone. I live alone a lot of the time because Laura works a lot of long hours. I work 30 hours a week, so I'm at home a lot more than Laura is. So I'm alone tonight. Apart from I have the dog, babysitting my mother-in-law's dog, and we have our cat. But as for human people, on a day off, I may not see anyone at all until Laura comes home from Laura leaves at 6 o'clock in the morning till Laura comes home at 10 o'clock at night. So, I'm used to being alone for long hours. And so I had the feeling I wasn't alone, and it wasn't an animal. I do believe someone followed me into the forest. It wasn't paranormal, it wasn't a ghost, or it wasn't a Bigfoot, it wasn't even we don't have any bears in Northern Ireland. It wasn't a fox, it was a human person. And I think they were beginning to take the mick, take the piss, basically. And at 1 o'clock, I was starting to. The whole escapade started about 12:30. They waited to 12 o'clock. There was a few incidents at 12, but then 12:30 it really did start to. It started to pick up, and I think if I had stayed any longer after 1 o'clock, I think at that stage I would probably left everything and just run to the car. So that didn't go down well. The second night, I was grand, I was okay. Till a fox barked. I've talked about this in my podcast. And until you hear a fox bark in the middle of the night, in the dead of night, on your own in a tent, please don't judge. It's like there's a satanic ritual going on and a virgin's been slayed. It's like a scream. It's not a woof woof like a dog. It's like a scream. I can't even imitate it. But I thought someone was being murdered quite close by. That was the night. I lifted my sleeping bag and all my bits and pieces, and I ran. I left the tent. So, yeah. I wasn't too far away from the car, so I legged it to the car, got in, locked the car doors, and drove. And the forest it's near me. The forest is reportedly haunted, but I never seen anything. So I drove like a madman, and you drive for a good 5 minutes before you actually get out from the canopy of the trees. So that was kind of spooky. This was about. The fox started barking about 3 o'clock. So I was actually in a nice wee sleep, I think, and the fox screamed or barked and screamed, and I done it 2 or 3 times. I said, no, this is it, I'm away. Left the tent. Now, I went back about the next morning, or no, it wasn't next morning. It was a couple of days because I had to work the next evening. So I said I would go the following day because I was off. And I see that the next day I was working at 12, so I thought I could sleep to about 9, get up, go home, get a shower, and then go to work. It didn't happen that night. So it was next day, it was the following day, about 10:30 I went back to my tent. I think somebody had got it because it was gone. I would say it was either the forestry services people, or it was maybe some youths had seen it and just said, oh, we'll take that there because that'll come in handy for something. So anyway, that's that. What else has been happening? Well, I had COVID in March because I shared my COVID journey. That wasn't too bad. In the summertime, had a quite neat end of summer because I was away camping again with a group of friends. Though we were doing our radio thing, and you'll get to see that video hopefully very, very soon. We did our amateur radio light ships, or lighthouses and lightships weekend. So that was fun. That was my first real. So it was in the summertime that I passed my my exam, the first part of my exam for my license. I passed the first exam for the first part of my license in the end of July, and then in August we did that camping trip where we did the activation of the lighthouses on a place called Rathlin Island, which is off the coast of Ireland, the Northern Ireland. And that was cool. I loved that. It was a great time. It was great crack, and banter was hilarious. There was 5 of us stayed over. There was it was like 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was about 9 people came to the island on the Saturday morning, but only 5 of us stayed. So and we stayed in an old army tent because the lighthouse cottage was being renovated, so we didn't get it staying in the lighthouse cottage. And we camped beside a notoriously haunted building. Heard nothing. I'm sure if there's any ghosts, they would have been feared to come to our tent, because we were up to about 2 o'clock in the morning, laughing and joking and bantering. And yeah, it was just good, clean fun. Yes, there was a bit where one of the guys admitted something that he had done, but he was on the drink. I was the only one who didn't drink anything due to medical grounds. I've nothing against drink. I've never found anything that I like. Plus, I take medication, so it would yeah. But so one of the boys admitted that he did something a lot shared. But I was the only one who woke up with a headache, but now I know why. We were kind of asleep, and my head was at the bottom end, so all the blood was rushing to my head. That's slowly coming. There we are. So that was good. That was my first sort of amateur radio weekend. Loved it. Great. You know, I've known these guys for years. So a great time for that. Celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary in fifth. Yes, 5th wedding anniversary in the September, and the Queen went and died on our wedding anniversary. Yeah, that was sad for Britain. There'll be nobody like her. She was an inspirational lady, and I'm going to probably split hairs here or split opinions, but I think Charles had waited so long to be king. I think he deserves to be king. Whether he does a good job or not, that seems to be seen. But anyway, so that there, October, Halloween. I think I was set up. Laura's mum's friend keeps saying that she would love to walk down the. If you've ever seen the series, The Game of Thrones, The King's Road, I'll call it The King's Road, and I'll call it the real name because nobody will know it. Laura's mum's friend always said she wanted to walk down the King's Road on Halloween night because it's supposed to be notoriously haunted. So I was told to wait on the King's Road at midnight. On my ownio, may I add. So there I was, armed with my torch. Why I have my torch, I don't know, but my torch. Oh, strobing lights. That's a lie. Armed with my torch, standing behind a tree. I saw their car coming. Now Laura assured me they'd be getting out of the car. They never got out of the car. The woman was scared. So I walked out of the car and went, "Hello, ladies," and they laughed at me. So obviously it was a setup for me to look scared. What else has been happening in life? Work's been mental. COVID's still out there. Yeah. But that's that's just a wee update of what's been happening. So, yeah, cup of tea's nearly done. Done now. Laura bought me this in Tim Hortons one day about 6 months ago. No, it wasn't. It was summertime. Nice cup of tea in there. So, yeah. This week's podcast is out, so I'll probably leave a wee link to it at the bottom. And the description is usually there now. If you, I don't know. Still, I think it's still at the bottom. I don't know. On TVs, it's there. Anyway. So I'll leave it, if I can do the wee link thing, I think I can somewhere. Is it up there or up there? I don't know. I'll leave this week's podcast. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you very, very soon. All the best.